What if a visitor from another star system just casually broke the laws of physics right in our own backyard? I mean, seriously, imagine something from way out there, zipping past Earth, but moving in a way that just shouldn't be possible, a way that defies everything we think we know about the universe.
Well, in 2017, one did, and it kicked off one of the biggest, weirdest cosmic detective stories of our time.
This is the story of Oumuamua, and it's a true cosmic mystery.
The name Oumuamua is Hawaiian, and it means a messenger from afar, arriving first. And wow, is that fitting, because that's exactly what this thing was. The very first object we have ever confirmed came to us from a whole other star system.
Now, when astronomers first spotted it, they thought, okay, this is a simple case. Maybe a little strange, but nothing that completely breaks the rules of physics. Okay, so the initial clues were, well, they were just plain weird. First off, it had this reddish color, like it had been zapped by cosmic rays for millions, maybe billions of years. Then there was its shape, super long and thin, maybe 8 times longer than it was wide, like a cosmic needle or a cigar. And get this, it was moving unbelievably fast, over 114,000 kilometers an hour, fast enough to just say goodbye to our sun's gravity and never ever come back.
But you know what the biggest clue was? It was what wasn't there. See, when a comet gets near the sun, it heats up, right? It spews out gas and dust, creating that beautiful tail we all know. So scientists pointed our most powerful telescopes at this thing and saw nothing. No dust, no gas, no tail, just a single, clean point of light, a ghost.
So the logic was pretty straightforward. No tail means it's not a comet. It's got to be a rock, an inactive interstellar asteroid. They even gave it a whole new classification, the first of its kind. And that was that. Case closed. Or so they thought. Because just when everyone was ready to file this away, the data kept coming in, and astronomers found something that made absolutely zero sense. The case wasn't just reopened, it was blown wide open. Okay, so here's a basic rule of the universe. Gravity runs the show, right? An object's path through space is totally predictable. It's just a big math problem based on the pull of the sun and the planets. It's one of the most reliable things we know. But Oumuamua wasn't playing by the rules. It was not following the path gravity laid out for it. I mean, look at this. The line, that's where it should have been. The dots, that's where it actually was. It was consistently, measurably off course. It was like something was giving it a little push. And that became the million-dollar question, the central mystery. If gravity wasn't the only force at play, then what was? What was this ghost force giving it this tiny but undeniable push away from the sun? And this right here shows you the whole problem perfectly. On the left, you've got the data with just gravity. It's a mess, right? It doesn't fit. But then, when the scientists plugged in a little extra push away from the sun into their models, look at the chart on the right. Bang, a perfect fit. Everything lines up. The push was real, no doubt about it. The question now was, what was causing it?
So the push was real. The cosmic detective work began. And like any good investigation, you start by ruling out the obvious suspects.
Okay, suspect number 1, sunlight. Yeah, believe it or not, sunlight actually pushes things. It's a real force called solar radiation pressure. But for it to be strong enough to nudge Oumuamua, the object would have to be ridiculously light, like 1,000 times less dense than water. The math just completely fell apart. It's like trying to move a bowling ball by blowing on it.
So, nope, ruled out. So they just started ticking things off the list. Could it be magnetic forces from the solar wind? Way too weak, by a factor of like 100,000. Okay, what if it got hit by something? A collision? Nope, again. The push was smooth and gradual, not one big whack. Well, what if it wasn't alone? Maybe it had a tiny moon we couldn't see. Our best telescopes looked, and nope, it was flying solo. One by one, every normal, boring explanation got crossed off the list.
And you know what they say, right? Once you eliminate the impossible, whatever's left, no matter how crazy it sounds, has to be the answer. And what was left was bizarre, but it was all they had. And this is where the story goes from a mystery to pure science fiction. We're left with 3 remaining suspects, and trust me, each one is wilder than the last. But these aren't just fan theories. These are the ideas coming from some of the smartest astronomers on the planet.
All right, suspect number 1, the stealth comet. The idea here is, what if it was a comet this whole time, just a really, really weird one? A comet that shoots out jets of pure, invisible gas with no dust mixed in. The jets would be totally invisible to our telescopes, but they'd still be powerful enough to give it that push. And the crazy thing is, we're actually starting to find things like this, so-called dark comets, right here in our own solar system.
Okay, get ready for suspect number 2, the cosmic pretzel.
Picture this, a world, maybe the size of a small planet, that gets way too close to its own star. The star's gravity would just rip it to shreds, stretching it, melting it, and then flinging the reformed, baked, elongated chunk out into deep space. That violent birth would explain the crazy shape, and it could have trapped some ice deep inside. Ice that would later heat up and create that mysterious push.
And now for the third and by far the most exotic suspect, a nitrogen iceberg. Seriously, the theory is that Oumuamua is a massive chunk of pure frozen nitrogen, just like the surface of Pluto that got chipped off of some distant Pluto-like planet by a massive impact. As this nitrogen iceberg got closer to our sun, the ice wouldn't melt, it would just turn straight into gas, creating a powerful invisible rocket engine that would perfectly explain that weird acceleration.
And for a little while, the nitrogen iceberg theory looked like a winner. It was so elegant, it explained everything except for one tiny little detail. A fatal flaw, one that basically sinks the whole idea.
It all comes down to the numbers. The math just doesn't work. For us to have stumbled upon just one of these things, the universe would have to be absolutely packed with them. Scientists ran the numbers on how many Pluto-like worlds you'd need to create this much nitrogen debris, and the answer was, well, impossible. You'd need to take all the matter in all the stars in our neighborhood of the galaxy and turn it into these icy planets. Over 100% of it. It's just physically not possible. There isn't enough stuff.
So, where does that leave our investigation? The most exotic suspect, the nitrogen iceberg, is off the table. We're back to the other two, the stealth comet or the cosmic pretzel. And the truth is, we don't know. The file is still open. This is one detective story that doesn't have a final chapter.
Oumuamua itself is long gone. It's now way too far away, too faint for any telescope to ever see again. It's just silently tumbling through the void between stars, taking its secrets with it. It was our very first messenger from afar. It proved we're not alone in getting visitors, and it left us with one heck of a mystery. And it leaves us with one final, thrilling question. When the next messenger arrives, what will it tell us?